Hey, this is Josh. This is my final project video for my record cutting lathe. Just a quick overview of the parts we have here. We have the record player, which is an old General Electric auto switch. Then we have the posts right here, which are the supports for the bearings that you can see right here and here, which threaded rod rides in. And here we have the crank, which turns the threaded rod. And right here is the cutting head and the cutting head support arm. And when you turn the crank, either way, it slowly moves the cutting head across the CD as the record player is spinning. And then music played through the cutting head through these wires and from a phone or source like that causes the stylus to vibrate and create the little riffs and canyons that are needed for a record player needle to play it back. Now, a couple of problems that I ran into here. First of all, the cutting head is relatively wobbly due to the fact that the tolerances in the nut here and the threaded rod are pretty loose tolerances. And another thing that basically stems from the same problem, the nuts that hold the threaded rod in a specified place inside of the bearings are they're pretty loose too. They come loose sometimes after usage, but that could easily be remedied by taking everything apart and adding washers between them and tightening them down opposite ways. Now, possible improvements that I could do. I would replace the crank with a stepper motor in a future design due to the fact that a stepper motor can regulate speed very precisely, which would be good for precise recording, but unfortunately due to the play and the cutting head here, you pretty much need to use both hands to regulate it at an appropriate speed that you have to kind of feel how it's going to keep it from backing up into other grooves or recording over the same place twice, which of course would lead to skipping on the record player. And one of the remedies that I did end up doing for the wobbliness is I added this rubber band here, which kind of pulls the record cutter head this way, which is the opposite way of the groove cutting direction, and that's just to keep it from overlapping grooves. And because when the record cutter head, due to the play, overlaps a groove, it'll just stick in the groove, and you have to physically push it out of it, and then of course your recording is ruined. But other than that, the project, I think, was a success. There's room for improvement, but this current model records up to 35-40 seconds at 45 RPM so far. And my next improvement on this project will be to stabilize this somehow and record at lower RPM to get longer recordings.